Let's remind the fans you won't miss a second of this match, as we mentioned earlier, through picture-in-picture until the very end, regardless.
Boot to the midsection. Omega. Oh, gets suplexed on the outside by the champion.
Like you said, Don, this is not a good place for Kenny to be.
No, he needs to get this back in the ring.
Referee's giving these guys a break, and us too, by not starting a count-out situation.
Well, it's something that Kenny talked about. He said, I'll get you in the ring, and I'll win in the ring. But that's the exact opposite right here.
When they met at Full Gear, Kenny Omega's hubris was his downfall. He tried to play Jon Moxley's game. Instead of making it a technical encounter, he made it a brutal, violent one, Tony.
Yeah, he's playing it now.
It's not about making a point. It's about winning titles.
Yes, sir. I agree.
You know, I don't know why the referee was outside the ring anyway.
He was imploring both men to get the action back.
Well, they could implore him from in the ring. That's what I'm saying. Implore away.
Omega's in trouble here on the wrong side of that guardrail, and here comes Mox.
When you're surrounded by inanimate objects like concrete and steel, you find your ass in trouble. And Omega's in big-time trouble. But, folks, we got our picture-in-picture coming up. Don't go anywhere. Keep it right here. You won't miss a thing.
Jon Moxley laying in those heavy right hands to the forehead of Kenny Omega. Just repeated shots to the challenger. They are spilling to the lower bowl of the amphitheater here.
This is not good for Omega. Not at all. I know we mentioned that earlier, but still, longer it stays on the outside, the worse it is for him. Oh, my God. Could have ripped a kneecap right there on the top of that chair.
This has taken Omega right out of whatever game plan he had, in my opinion.
This match is 100% Jon Moxley right now. And the longer this action is on the outside, it will most certainly favor the champion.
Tell you what, referee's discretion, let it stay on the outside. I like the fact that Paul Turner is letting this go and not having a count out here. Let's get ourselves a winner.
Well, Omega said he wanted to make this a technical, highly technical match, but right now it is devolved into a street fight, essentially. A lot of pressure on the official, as you mentioned, JR. This is the biggest main event in Dynamite history. Do not want to see it end in a count out.
Absolutely, I agree with that. My point is just I believe that the referees do their job in the ring. Everything that's going on he's doing right now, he can do in the ring. Oh. And if somebody gets back in the ring very quickly, you can start your count.
Moxley's chest is welting up. Sounds like a gunshot going off here every time Omega hits one of those massive chops.
Moxley,
watch out, ring post.
Ring post. Omega sent into the ring post.
I could see that one coming.
Face first goes Omega into Steel. Steel wins every time. Count on it.
Especially the ring posts here that have edges on them.
That's right. These ring posts are not circular. They're not rounded off.
It's one of those things that make you go, huh. Square ring post.
What a night, guys. Jeez.
And it's not over yet.
Well, these guys got an hour to do their business. I love that.
Moxley, the champion, pacing, feeling confident.
Yeah, John's got to stay focused here, though.
Oh!
The match for the AEW World Title is in progress. Kenny Omega, the #1 contender, has the advantage right now on the AEW champion Jon Moxley. And that Dragon Screw leg whip earlier in the ropes, right before he came back from commercial break, is what is a result of what Moxley's feeling right now on his left knee. Now the question is, obviously, can the expertise of Kenny Omega, can he use that to expose that injury?
He saw the opening when Jon Moxley was turning, looking at the fans. He took advantage of it, and now he's in charge.
And Omega pinpoint accuracy.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Right, I wasn't thinking of that, but that's exploiting the injury.
The Kotaro crusher there by Omega. An opportunity here. Covers. 2.
We're starting to see the strategy of Omega take the base away from the striker and use your explosion. We saw that speed of Omega we talked about earlier in the match.
Yeah, and that drop kick to the patella of the kneecap just a few moments ago was pure genius.
JR, you mentioned that dragon screw inside the ropes. It was the ropes is the important distinction. It puts even more pressure, more tearing on the ligaments, the cartilage of the knee when you're caught in the ropes like Moxley was. Omega.
I'm impressed by Omega's resilience and focus on the left knee and not going away from it, not going to a headlock, working on the left knee. That may be the story for the rest of this contest.
Moxley doing anything he can to get Omega to relinquish the grip on that left ankle. Omega building up ahead of Steamboat. Drop kick.
Man, bullseye.
Yeah, he made sure he was all grapevine up in that corner. Nowhere for Moxley to go.
The last thing you want if you're Jon Moxley is to be an immobile target for the speed and power of Kenny Omega.
And that's what he is right now, Don.
Omega with
good
God.
Lord. He
Turned him
measured
inside out.
Measured it.
That was a slobber knock.
But how much did that take out of the champion? Moxley sprung to his feet, hit the lariat, but you can see still in immense pain.
But he's getting a chance, though, guys. Moxley is to get some circulation back in that leg.
The downside of that speed of Omega is if you run right into a lariat like he did, it doubles the pressure.
Jon Moxley, look at this knee bar by Omega. Great capture. And you can see he's got the ankle of Moxley on the side of Kenny Omega's head. If he brings the ankle toward his ear, he can actually put more. Oh no, he opts instead. Use it like a lever.
Kenny Omega was a high-level jiu-jitsu player in Manitoba before he moved to Japan. We're seeing a little of that now.
Moxley, fortunately for him, was able to get to the bottom rope. That's out of bounds. It's a break.
Continues to bring the champion towards the center of the ring.
Oh, God.
Well, if anybody questioned the physical toughness of the #1 contender, let those questions all be answered.
He's breaking down Moxley, and that's not an easy thing to do.
We'll remind you during this holiday period, don't forget the AEW Collection holiday sweatshirts available. Get ready for the QR code or go to shop AEW.com.
The power of Omega now, jacking him up on his shoulders.
He hikes up. Moxley went to hike up the green overalls, but Moxley counters, release German suplex, and planted Omega on the head and shoulder.
Omega's head bounced off the canvas like a basketball.
Kenny telegraphs that move sometimes, and Mox saw it coming, well scouted.
There's another one.
Goodness.
And we've seen twice now Moxley able to counter some of Kenny Omega's hallmarks, some of his greatest hits.
Yeah, it's amazing Moxley can get that release German suplex with kind of a bad wheel.
Well, our friend from Impact Wrestling, Don Callis, made a great point. You destroy that base of Moxley, it limits his striking abilities. But right now, it looks like he's recovered enough, has Moxley, to use his strikes effectively.
He's looking perhaps for an exploder. Omega laying in some right hands to the ribs.
How about that? Headbutt, man.
Oh, pump handle. Exploder takes Omega over the top.
And Moxley going for the cover, hooks the near leg, and got a near fall, says the referee.
I tell you, it's something simple, guys, but I like that headbutt. That's really improvising on the spur of the moment, getting the blow in.
So it's the offensive Omega focusing on the chest and knee of Moxley, and Moxley focusing on the head and neck of Omega so far.
And that sets him up nicely for that paradigm shift, perhaps even for that bulldog choke. Moxley bringing Omega up and sends him down immediately, transitions into a cover.
Man, another near fall here, ladies and gentlemen. This can go any way at any time. But if you keep it right here, you won't miss a thing because we're bringing you picture in picture.
I want to thank everybody for joining us on Fight TV, getting this match uncut. And as these two titans are teeing off on one another,
Yeah, once again, blow for blow, Kenny's got to stay away from this. I think John's the heavier hitter, although Kenny has really laid him in tonight as well.
Yeah, we're seeing a more aggressive side of Kenny Omega. We're seeing the Omega that beat Okada here tonight, thus far, gentlemen, in my opinion.
We're seeing the Omega who's heard the whispers and the yelling about he's not the same guy for the last several months, and he's trying to make a point here.
He's doing a good job of it in my eyes.
Think about this, Jon Moxley was decided to be the Pro Wrestling Illustrated's #1 wrestler in the world, an honor that Kenny Omega previously held, and you have to imagine that's got to eat at Omega a little bit. Omega's arm captured, Moxley with a crossface. Those hands driving the wrist bone into the face of the challenger.
And Kenny's left arm caught. Oh, look at this. He turns it around.
Roll up, but Moxley turns it into a crucifix. Oh.
Very close. Moxley smartly continuing to work that head and neck, guys.
Yeah, and doing it very simplistically, almost idiot-proof. It's hard to counter unless you're in the ropes.
I mentioned the paradigm shift. I mentioned the Bulldog choke. Jon Moxley also been known to employ that big King Kong-style lariat. He actually beat Minoru Suzuki with that very move earlier this year. So Moxley with so many weapons, but Omega with many, many weapons of his own.
Beating Suzuki with anything short of an assault rifle is somewhat miraculous.
He's a terrifying individual.
Brutal chops from the champion Moxley. You can see he's really leaning into it.
We saw Omega delivering those same intense chops earlier. Moxley returning the favor.
How about that? He got sent down. He jumps right back up and goes right to the attack again.
That will break up all your phlegm. Or phlegm.
Phlegm or phlegm. We know what he's talking about. It becomes slobber.
Knocker. Here comes the challenger. Omega up and over the challenger for the AEW World title. Just nailed the champion, Jon Moxley. This is a one-fall, 60-minute time limit matchup. We're going to keep it right here until we've got a winner.
We talked earlier about the athleticism advantage of Kenny Omega. He's got that over everyone in the world, in my opinion. We just saw it.
They went beyond the mat that time to the concrete. Jon Moxley's head hit.
Oh! Paradise Shift! Whoa! This is it!
Roll him over. He's got it.
What's Moxley doing here?
He's not done.
This match should be over.
Yeah, that was the paradigm shift on the belt during the contract signing.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, there's a gentleman's agreement we talked about.
What has provoked Jon Moxley?
I mean, remember,
to travel this road.
It was before that contract signing 2 weeks ago that Moxley was attacked backstage, and I think he very, very clearly blames Omega for the assault, but
yeah, he knows.
But John should know. He knows the consequences here.
Does he want to win like this? That's the other question.
If he gets disqualified, he retains the title.
Absolutely.
But that just doesn't sound like Jon Moxley to me.
Not at all.
What is he doing?
Moxley has brought another chair, as we can see, and seemingly has invited Kenny Omega to sit.
What in the hell are we seeing?
Saying hit me. Oh, what a slap.
That cleared the cobwebs.
Oh.
Oh, right in the ear.
Those palm strikes are nasty.
Oh, that was a jab.
Punches now.
I've never seen anything like this ever.
You can see Omega, when he sees it coming, he grits his teeth. Same with Moxley. Look at this. It's like a bar fight.
The hockey fight. Welcome to Winnipeg, Mox.
With the big right hand.
Oh, V-trigger.
Oh, the V-trigger. With shattering effects.
He rocked Moxley with that.
Snapdragon suplex.
Omega's got the momentum back and the championship seemingly within his grasp.
Oh!
Jon Moxley has never been defeated in a singles match in his AEW career. Kenny Omega could do it here in seconds.
Here it comes.
V-trigger avoided. Release. German Omega.
A lot of momentum from the ropes there. Omega counters, and he counters again.
Standing V-trigger from Omega, now getting the momentum.
Oh, there's the lariat, the King Kong lariat.
And Omega was literally turned inside out, upside down. Luckily for him, he's lying face down, or it'd be easier to pin for Moxley. But Moxley, I think, had this match won, and he didn't finish the business.
But now, a second paradigm shift.
Oh.
Kenny might be out here.
I think he is. This is what it's all about.
Jon Moxley covers 1, 2, no!
I think maybe the slowness to cover is what saved Kenny that time.
Pure instinct, guys, right there.
And Omega trying to put some distance between himself and the champion to take himself out of play. Omega, you can see very dazed, but Moxley,
Here it goes.
Oh, he countered with the V-trigger.
In midair, Omega V-triggers Moxley right in the face.
He crossed his eyes with that. Mox is in real trouble right now.
Yeah, he may be.
But Omega's got to get Moxley back in the ring to win the title.
Let's see the connect again. Oh, wow. Again, another angle.
Moxley dropped like a rock.
And Moxley back in the ring where this whole thing could end. Omega's hurt. He's battered. He's bruised. He's going up to the promised land.
Wow.
Missile drop kick. Catching Moxley on the shoulder in the back.
Moxley makes sure he's not pinned on that exchange because he's getting back up. His shoulders are off the canvas.
The missile was to take him off his feet.
Bang!
Moxley looks like he can't even defend himself here. This could be good for Omega.
Omega with the double underhooks. The Tiger Driver 98. Can he cover? He's got to shoot him over.
Hook the leg. That'll be it.
1, 2, no! Moxley fires that left shoulder up off the mat.
One of you guys had hooked the leg and he didn't. And the match still continues.
You're not beating Moxley without hooking a leg, JR.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. Not on these terms and conditions.
Oh,
man.
Sounded like a baseball bat there.
Omega's feeling good about it. His facial expressions have changed in the last couple of minutes.
The momentum with Omega now.
Oh, Moxley's got it.
Moxley invited Omega in, kind of lured him in.
Yeah, Omega took too much time against the ropes.
Big right elbow strike. Moxley comes off, ran right into a V-trigger. Moxley on roller skates here.
Yes, spaghetti-legged to say the
One-winged
least.
angel attempt here. This will be all.
One-winged angel. No, Moxley counters. Looks for paradigm shift again. Oh, he's almost got the bulldog locked in, but
Elbow right to the temple.
Oh,
nice
man.
drop kick by Omega. Now Omega's trying to seize back that momentum.
Moxley walked into that both feet square on the jaw.
And Omega hearkening back to one of his greatest rivals, Kazuchika Okada, there with that drop kick. And now, oh, the ripcord V-trigger.
Wow.
Moxley on spaghetti legs here as the challenger.
Going for it again.
No one's ever kicked out of it if he can get it.
Those elbow strikes from Moxley. Oh, he's looking for Kreutz Wrath. Oh, and he rolls over one, two, no!
Moxley fights and scratches and claws to get his shoulders off the canvas. He's got no quit in him whatsoever.
What a great, great counter by Moxley. And what a great, great move by Omega to nearly win this match.
Boy, both guys are just spent. Look at this, and they're still fighting.
What an amazing wrestling match we're watching for the AEW World Championship.
Omega takes a breath or two before he climbs up.
He's setting him up. We know what's coming, Excalibur.
The Phoenix, no, Moxley avoids it.
Oh, my God.
Omega went off to the outside, avoided the contact, but came up and ate an elbow strike there from the champion, Jon Moxley.
Moxley going to try to take advantage here now. They're back out in Moxley land. That's outside the ring.
Oh, here we go.
Oh! Paradigm shifted those heaters. Those heaters at the ringside area.
Well, that's not good.
No, those are extremely hot.
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
Paul Turner.
Where's the doctor?
Paul Turner gesturing at the doctor.
It's Bryce Reddy, our doctor. He's in bad shape. Kenny's out, I think.
And I think Kenny, when he came down, landed on the concrete. Don Callis has actually stood up. He's very concerned.
Well, he should be. I mean, Kenny may not be able to continue here.
I mean, Kenny,
This would be unfortunate.
Don
going down to check on Kenny, obviously.
Well, understandable.
Don, essentially an uncle to Kenny Omega.
Hit the side of Paul Turner say hit the side of his head apparently.
Yeah, you got to be very cautious here, and of course,
Nobody wants this match to end this way,
especially John Moxley.
John Moxley's going to beat Kenny Omega in the center of the ring.
I don't know. The referee's got to be very.
Look, John Moxley is like livid.
Straight, unprotected shots to the head. How many do you get before you stop it?
John Moxley's not forgot that.
He's got a microphone. He's trying. Don Callis has the microphone. Oh, good God!
Yeah, there's some impact there.
Well, Don should have stayed away from the ring, and I get it. I understand it, but my God.
All he's trying to do, Tony, is...
He wanted him to stop the match. He said he's hurt.
Wait a minute.
He said he was hurt.
Omega's got the mic.
Oh, my God.
Right between the eyes.
Oh, my God, he knocked him out.
Well, that microphone... How the hell did that microphone go from Callis to Omega? And... I mean, obviously, something's happened here.
Kenny Omega spiked John Moxley right between the eyes.
Oh, Moxley's bleeding.
Yeah, that microphone.
John Moxley has been busted open profusely.
And Moxley, you can see, very dazed.
And Kenny is
pulling his knee pad down to expose that knee.
They had a gentleman's agreement. What happened to the gentleman's agreement?
Oh, the V-trigger!
What happened to the gentleman's agreement they talked about?
I don't know, Tony.
Oh, a second one.
This has not got any peaceful, easy feeling about it whatsoever.
Oh,
How much more can the champion take? That's what I want to know. How much more? My God, another one. And that time the head hit to the middle or bottom turnbuckle.
The bloody champion being pulled to his feet.
4 consecutive V-triggers. Moxley with his hands down, unable to protect himself. And now Omega, the challenger, has an opportunity to do something no one in AEW has done. Defeat John Moxley.
One-winged angel.
One-winged angel.
Shoulders are down.
New champion. With
the winner of this match. And new All Elite Wrestling World Champion, Kenny Omega.
This will just stink all over it.
Unbeatable.